gonna go over Eyes of the World. I had a request to do this one, so we're gonna go over it. The version I'm doing is 6/18/74, Freedom Hall, Kentucky. Wall of sound. I'm digging that wall of sound that guy's building in his garage. It's pretty tight, so I figured I'd do a wall of sound track. This one is a lot of jazzy chords, a lot of triad, and you're not really playing a lot of full chords. It's a lot of single note counterpoints in the background along with just triad chords. So I'll break it down for you. So this is Jerry in the beginning. That's Jerry doing that part, and then you hear Bob come in right here. And then he switches variations. I don't know if he switches variations right there. I can't. Okay, he just starts in this one. So this is the E major 7, bottom of E major 7. 13 on the G, 12 on the B, 11 on the E, and kind of slide into it from the. Just slide everything down one and slide into it. I feel like he does that one, and then he goes to A. With this, I do it with these three. I don't know exactly how he does it because I don't see videos of it, but it's the A right here at the 14th with the triad with your ring finger. It's the easiest way to do it for me because I'm kind of already sets me up to go back into this E major 7 again. But when you go back into this E major 7, because you're doing this A, you can also put this this note in it in the last E variation you do, E7 variation. So it's kind of like a G sharp minor, but you don't play this. You just. I was kind of doing that variation. Another variation I hear him sometimes move down to this one. It's just this. So it's basically just the A shape E inversion. You just move your G string down to. So you do that by putting your middle finger on. So 7A, 9D, 8G, 9B. And then the A right here. So that's kind of like the gist of the opening for at least this version. I'm starting to delve more into the early 70s because that's when I feel like Bob was really going at it. He was branching away from just doing regular chords and starting to do all these super weird inversions that nobody else really was doing on the guitar. I feel like he was really honing that in this time, so I picked a good 74 show. So we'll start in the beginning one more time and then we'll go into the verse. instead of going sliding into that, I feel like sometimes he just does this little, he bars these two and then hammers on the B, because this is the bottom part of E major 7. This is what I'm talking about when he's not really playing full chords. He's just kind of accenting what Jerry's messing with in the lead. So he'll throw in like a this little. It kind of is not really a full chord, but it fits because it's just an accent. And it's a little different rather than going. You can hear this note in that one, which makes you know he's in this variation, because this and are the same notes. It's just do you have this on it or not. If you do that, then it's. If it's not, it's just. You know, so you can mess around with both. To that part, we'll go through it. So when he starts out the verse, you come out of this bop, and Jerry goes right outside this. So E major 7 to A, and when he's doing that, Bob's going on these two that we were accenting in the beginning. He just goes. So put this major 7 back to the 8, back to major 7. So it's just the G string and the B string. So strum, pluck just the 2. So strum on the 8th and the 9th, and then 9th on both, and then back to the 8th and 9th. So when Jerry's going, right outside this, here, outside this. Same thing, you're just accenting something different on the A, same little. But instead of accenting the major 7, you're accenting the sus4 on the A, major 3rd is sus4. And he does this variation right here where it's the 12th and the 14th and the 11th. But I play it with my middle finger off because this is an A exception. So you can play this one just with the open A. So he goes right outside this. 11 on the D, G on the 14th. And then you put 11 to 12 on the D string. But emphasize both of these strings at the same time. Right outside this lazy summer home. So just hit the open E after you go. Lazy summer, open E. This little box. So 11 on the A string, 9, 11, D string, 9, 11, G string, 9, 8, and then D string, 11, 9. Get used to doing that, kind of palm muting it too. like that. He does this often throughout the song. So it's outside this lazy summer home. So do it like that too. It's kind of palm muting down. And B minor variation, which is this triad at the 12th, 12, 11, 12, and then the A right here at the 12th, 12, 11, 9, 10. Again, I'm playing with my pinky off because this is an A chord, so I can just put the emphasis on the bass to make it more full. Ain't got time to call you, so a critic no. So let's play that part real quick. This one's kind of faster than I'm playing guitar. Here.
Right outside this lazy summer, ain't got time for you, so the critic knows. Right out.
So that's that little part right there. And then they switch to A. And when he gets right outside the lazy gate. Instead of just playing these chords though, you're gonna go right outside the lazy gate. So it's kind of like a little palm muting. Right outside. Okay, so here, let's play with it.
The lake, ain't got time for you, so the critic knows. Right outside the lazy gate of winter summer, watching where not that shrinks, wings up high.
That part right there. So A, and you hit the A note right here on the 5, E string, and then slide up on your A string up to the D string. So this is just the top part of A. You're just kind of emphasizing it in a slithery kind of way. So, right outside. So, boom, 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 boom. So 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 11. Back to 9. So, and then do that same little. But you end on the A note this time. You can either go or, because are the same notes, whichever one you please. I like to do. He's gonna go back up. He's right back into this C sharp minor, emphasizing it the same way that he did the A. Okay, so from A, C sharp note, and then slide from the 9, 11, 11. Do the same little, and then instead of going, you go.
Right outside the lazy gate of winter summer, watching where not that shrinks,
Right there.
wings up high.
You bend it up, and then you go into it. D. So it's kind of just this box, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, then you bend up to the 12. D, A, E. I've heard versions where he goes into this E, very open E, or he goes into the E major 7. You can do either one. So let's go through this part one more time.
What you wearing on that shoes? Wings of
A, E,
just
A, E major 7, A to C. So that's the transition right there. A to C is, now you're in G instead of E major 7. You're in this variation of G, the A shape inversion at the 10th and 12th. To find out that you C. And I hear Bob often put this 6th note on the C. So you can do that when you go, wake up to find out that you are the eyes of the world. And when you hit this, you go back to eyes of the world. When you say world, hit the top G note and do that same riff that you did in E in the beginning. Just do it in G. Same riff. And then you land in this A minor kind of triad, C6 triad, whichever one you want to call it. He emphasizes that 6th note often whenever they go to C, and then he kind of goes to the C after. So I like to do that, like, and then slide my index finger down, so I'm set up for this triad where he emphasizes the 6th, and then you can go back to. So we'll go through the verse.
wake up to find out that you are the eyes of the world. The world has its seasons, its home and the colors of its own.
So this part you slide up to the from C sharp, D, wake now, discover. You can put the 6 on this one too. I hear him put it in this version. So you're kind of putting that 6 on often for Bob's part. See that little, you hear him put that. So he kind of finishes the riff with the 6 and then finishes with the C. So let's do that. Yeah, so it's kind of like 6 C. So he kind of does that. So when you go to the D2, you hear that little. So he's kind of just putting that 6 roll on it. The heart has its seasons, its evenings, and song of its own. And then E minor, A, E minor, E major 7. And you can either go into this one or the. Let's see what he goes into in this. So okay, he just went into. Because you hear this is like the top note that he's playing. If he was playing this one, you'd hear that. So after the verse, he just kind of slides into the E major 7 and A, and then B minor, which is either this B minor or this little riff he does. I hear in this often is. So this variation of B minor that we were doing for the, you are gonna be doing it with these 3 fingers instead of these 3 fingers. So, and then you're gonna have this finger ready for the bottom string. slide this one down. And that's the kind of the riff. Okay, so you can throw those the chords we were doing in the beginning in there too, right after you do that. See how that kind of goes. So let's do it. See, you hear about doing that in the background right there. Kind of hear the different variations he's doing. When you go back into the verse, it's more the same of what I just taught you for the first verse. He doesn't really change that up at all. So we'll go into the next verse and we'll display it again.
Fades away.
That's the only difference from the first verse and the second verse. He doesn't go back into the C sharp minor right there. Wondering where you just go right into the A after you go to the first C sharp. So then you go for the second one instead of going back into C sharp. You just go right back into E. From there on, it's more the same. Those kind of the variations he sticks with, and you can listen to the jam, and he kind of climbs with Jerry throughout. I'll jam a little bit more, and we'll play around with that. So as you can see, it's just more of the same of that, and then you go into the jam and do this little. If you have a whammy, it really helps to emphasize. But you hear when Jerry's starting, then you want to be right here because Jerry's emphasizing that variation, you know. So just kind of climb and listen. I'm glad you made it for this far in this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna have way more to come. Stay tuned.